So, guys, today I'm going to be talking about Meteor.js with Vite and the alternative future of front end with Meteor.js. And this is a build tool that makes me really happy. But before talking about this, I want to tell you guys who I am and why you should care about what I'm saying. This is my first presentation for as one of the maintainers of Meteor.js, so it's like a big thing to me, and I want to introduce myself and give a proper introduction. My name is Gabriel Grubba. I am a software developer, mostly front end, but now I do everything. I was a full stack before, but that's another story. I work now as in the open source part of Meteor.js, so you'll be seeing me a lot in issues and pull requests and a lot of bit about this open source part, doing tweets and social things. Before working on Meteor, I worked in this kind of big social media here in Brazil called Privacy. It has around a little bit more of 1 million users, so it has everything that you can imagine for social media with like shots and stuff. So I know a lot of hard things that we need to do in production, and I'm really passionate about the web. I'm like in love with this, and I love everything around this, and I'm just in this like constant honeymoon with Meteor.js because everything I do with it seems really cool, and I feel like I can bring my ideas to life fairly easy. So it's been a really awesome time here. So where do I start? I'm going to be explaining what is Vite for those who do not know it. It is consistent, and I'm getting from the docs. It's consistent in two parts: a dev server that has hot module placement, and a build command, a build tool for building your code to production. So it uses rollup under the hood, and this is the good part, and it has this awesome plugin ecosystem that, as we can see, as we had seen like yesterday from those with conf, it is awesome and has a really rich community. Before I start talking about what I did with it and how I see personally how I see the future with Meteor, I'm gonna be thanking now to Guilherme Chao, if I'm saying his name correctly, Akrim, for making this possible. And I would say to you all guys, if you can give a shout out to him, say thank you, because he has done an awesome work creating this plugin and making things work. And it's awesome. It's just, this is a really beautiful piece of software that we need to praise him for what he has done. So without further ado, and this is supposed to be a really quick dive into what you can do with Vite, I'm gonna be showing off what I did, and it's called Simp Tasks. It's a knockoff of Fred's, the CEO of Meteor Cloud, Simple Tasks, and it's exactly has the same functionalities, even light and dark mode. And I did try to make it really similar to in order to show what we can do with Vite, and especially Solid.js. And yes, Solid. And I will show you a little bit more of this in a few moments, like now, because it's really good. It's really good to see. I love this. It has everything that you want from a Meteor app in any way. So I can say hello from Impact here in this tab, and you can add, and it will be added here. And if I change it, and things just work because how Vite implement things. And I'll be showing here how Vite seems a lot similar to React, but it has some different things. And yeah, so in order to make this work, you need to create a Vite config file, as many projects do, and you have to have this special object called Meteor, and it has a client entry, and it should not be the same, as I understood correctly. It should not be the same as the one that you declare here on your package.json, because it can conflict with, I think, is ISO build, the name of the tool. So yeah, that's the only not downside, but the only caveat that you should be aware of. And yeah, having this done, you can use it and you can do things as you would normally do. And obviously you need to find tools for making other things happen, like the create tracker that we have in React Meteor data. And I think Edmain, that's a really cool guy from the Meteor and Solid community, has a package, but I could not make it work within my project, so I had to create my own solution. I know it's not the most optimal one, it's okay, but for proof of concepts and testing purposes does work. It has its own create subscription hook as well, and it just works. So for me, if it works, it's okay. And I know it has some downsides, like it re-renders, or actually triggers re-renders twice on the first render, but that's a problem that I'm willing to pay for having things working like exactly as the way that simple tasks works in out of the box with Meteor. So that's what I was trying to show you guys, this future that we can start thinking in any framework, in any possible way to create things with Meteor. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I have my pitch for this, then this is mostly a talk with the community, and this is a thing that I want to do more, is try to talk to you guys there that use Meteor and make things even better. So we should embrace good developer experiences that we have around the industry. So like Vite is a good thing that makes me really happy developing things, and many others. We're having this really cool project that we're doing, Vasco, integrating TypeScript better with Meteor. And this makes me happy because it makes this really awesome productivity focused framework even more productive. And we can only focus on what really matters. And yeah, I cannot express more with the word of like joy. It's just joyful. And seeing Meteor.js being modernized is refreshing, exciting, because we can think how cool it is, the reactivity model, data model that Solid brings to the table, and how it integrates fairly easy, because I didn't have to do so much magic to make things work. It just works because the way Solid works makes integrating with Meteor kind of easy, because everything is just reactive. So yeah, everything's just a function, and you call those functions and things are reactive. And this is okay. This is awesome. This is just awesome. I've used this lib called Hope, and it's a knockoff, or like not a knockoff, but it gathers a lot of inspiration from Chakra UI. So this is why it looks so similar to. Okay, that was my pitch, and I have another thing to say. If you got interested in this presentation and Solid in general, I have very good news to you. In Meteor 2.8, you will be able to do Meteor create -- solid, and it will create a solid basic app. It will have those really basic integrations, like it will run the project and it have like the Vite config already configured to you. And I'm open to suggestions to the community. I couldn't make it work, as I said, with the main package. So if anyone can make it work and it has some like configuration that I need to be done to work with Vite and all those kind of things, I'll be happy to merge those adjustments and to be able to show off how good this framework is. So that was the whole thing that I had to say today. I'm gonna be giving a special thanks. I guess Ian will do too, will do as well, to our sponsors. So Meteor Cloud, Pathball, Multi APM, and Vasco. I'm really happy to say that we're really grateful for you guys sponsoring this presentation and the impact in general. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, if anyone wants to see something else, you can always send me a message here on Twitter or on GitHub, or you can send a chat here on the chat section. Thanks for attention. If you want to see more of what I'm saying, you can go on my Twitter, on my Twitch. I do some lives there working on Meteor, so you can see what we are up to these days. And you can see as well on LinkedIn. I'm not as active there, but on these two platforms, I'm really active. So yeah, if anyone has anything to ask, I'm all ears.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm monitoring that. Let me open this other chat. Or if it's something that you might want to maybe discuss, or it will take too long to ask, use the Zoom feature at the down panel. There's the option to raise your hand, and once I see that you have raised your hand, I'll be happy to invite you on our virtual stage. In the meantime, my understanding is that Vite doesn't just allow, to have view or solid. It allows or it pretty much opens up to any other front end that use the similar architecture. Is that correct?
Sorry, I couldn't understand the first part.
So what I saw, and I'm not an expert because I am a React guy, so I'm kind of stuck in my old ways. From what I have understood with Vite is that it allows pretty much like, it's not just Vue, but also Solid and other, front-end frameworks that use the similar system to kind of be built through that. Is that correct assumption?
Yeah, it uses in our case here on Meteor, it uses the Vite builds the front end and injects on ISO that is the build tool that we use on Meteor for front end. So it is mostly a build tool. It has all the perks of the build tool, as you can imagine. So I think it has tree shaking as well. So it tree shakes your front end and all that good stuff that brings with it.
So is that the future of Meteor, or is that just one of the options?
Yeah, that's one of the options. That's why I say the alternative future, because it's almost certainly up to the community, and this is more so a personal take because I really like to be around the idea of the industry. So everybody's moving towards that. It's good to have some options there if that becomes the mainstream, and it's becoming the mainstream. But it's really good as well to have our own options. So maintaining a ISO build and making it good, even better. Sorry, making it even better.
Would it be possible to add like React to these front ends as well, or is it easy to add it? Because I see Fred is saying that yes, React should be able to be built through it as well.
Yeah, you can integrate it. I did some testing, like in the day it was launched, I was really excited, and I did with a lot of frameworks. You have no idea. I tested like almost every framework that is like possible to be tested with Vite. I tested it, and they work. Like, rollup is only used for production. Thank you, Guilherme. Oh, Guilherme just answered. Rollup is only used for production. So yeah.
Yes.
I tested with React and it did work, but there are some downsides that we are working on. I picked it today. We were planning to have an example with React, and there was a smaller issue there, and we're probably trying to solve this within some time, because yeah, I think it's React Meteor data that does not work as it's supposed to, but I guess there will be just like an adjustment here and there and things will be working. But yeah, you can use any front-end framework that works with Vite. You can use it.
Yeah, another thing that I remember that of course is not working is Refi, which means the inline imports is not possible to do. So if you have like an if statement, and and after the if you have like an import, which I sometimes have, especially like in methods, to import server-side only packages in methods. So that's my understanding. That doesn't work either at this point.
Yeah, I've seen this issue about nested imports, and it's a big deal because this is a part of Refi. It's really important. This is a really important part of our AST. So yeah, and this was a thing that I was trying to understand better to make it work, or try to give a help to Guilherme. So, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Guilherme, sorry, I can call it Akino too, and he's on the chat, so I'm looking what he's writing. But yeah, that was another thing that I guess we'll be looking forward to make it work, because this is a big part of Meteor, having this nested import thing. So yeah.
Awesome. So any more questions, or anybody wants to come on stage? Sure. If Guilherme, if you want to come, or just raise your hand, I'll be happy to invite you, and you can speak to the people here directly. No need to type in the chat.
Yeah, he hates his friend. Let me.
Okay, allowed to talk. So here we go. Sweet. We have 7 more minutes. Hello,
Can you hear
hello.
me? Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
That was a nice talk. um, so yeah, I think the last remaining unknown to have like a really good integration between Vite and Meteor is the like the nested import thing, which isn't part of the ES standard. So this is a little bit problematic to for like uh, like to make it work basically, because all the parsers and the tools used in Vite don't understand nested imports. Um, and I guess the only thing that understand them in the JavaScript ecosystem is verify. So that's a problem. And I already like wrote about a few ways forward uh, around this issue on the forum, I guess. And I think the main idea is to um, actually there are two ideas. The first one is to take advantage of the tree shaking capabilities of it to be able to like um, um, like move the nested import at the top in a startup way, but still have it tree shaken, because like if you put like a Meteor is server condition around the code, for example, is going to be tree shaken away for the client code, including the imports. So I think we can have something like that. Or you can use dynamic imports, which are standard and which are not gonna like import the code until you go like inside the condition. So I think that's the two like most obvious ways. I see implementing something similar to the non-standard nested imports in Meteor. Um, the big like issue I see with this is how to handle compatibility with existing Meteor packages that are potentially using like nested imports. But um, I guess it's more like a problem with like inline packages, because I think for like normal packages it's gonna probably work, because um, the code inside those are not gonna be like directly processed by Vite, but there will like basically all the thing is working right now is that it's creating like glue code around them to be able to import things from them in the Vite side of the project. So it's basically not gonna like need to understand the nested imports inside them. But I guess the big problem will be like in bigger Meteor apps where you have like inline packages with the packages directory. Could be a problem here.
Yes. Allow me to invite Mike King. He has also a question. It's going to probably be very late where he is from. So, Mike, once you're ready, you can speak.
Thanks, Jan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
We
I
can.
think I've got my mic is lighting up. So yeah, just I'm assuming that you can hear me. I've been playing with the React version of it, and I've got it to run up, but it's not reloading automatically. Like Vite says that it's refreshing, but it doesn't actually refresh in the UI. So I'm just trying to work through that. It was late the other night, and I just ran out of steam. But I'd like to get together
Yeah.
with you if possible and just sort of shake that out. if we can.
Yeah, maybe an issue with React Refresh, I guess, because I've been using it with you, and I didn't have any reload
I can't
issues.
hear
So.
anything at all.
Oh, okay. That's
That's so we'll have to clear that out later on, sadly.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
are at the time. Thank you very much for for all the questions, for the talk.